Hi, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my Stampin' Up studio. Today I'm going to do a super cute, adorable card for you. You're really going to like it. So quick, so easy, will bring a smile to your face. And it's one of those cards that's kind of for any age group, because a 2-year-old girl would like to get it. When I was making it, I thought, oh, my nieces and my daughter, when they were like in the 8 to 10-year-old range, perfect card for them. Or if you have somebody that's just likes puns and turning 60, it'd bring a smile to her face too. And it's super quick and it's fun for you to make. So it's the best of both worlds. But before I get going on it, the bundle that I'm using is one of the ones that will be featured in my upcoming online Summer Moments retreat. So my retreats, we do 12 cards, and there's usually a selection of things that we focus on. So you can have all of them, or you can have none of them, and you can use what you have and follow along and just get the card supplies. You can just get the videos, or you can get the whole entire retreat box, and it is filled with lots of stamps and all the papers that you need and ribbons and embellishments. So there's a bunch of different ways to participate. And then I post the videos here on YouTube with private links. They start Friday and go through Sunday, so you can take the weekend if you want, but you have access for up to a year. So if you're busy that weekend, then just move it to some time when you're not, or do a card a week for 12 weeks. It's all designed to however you want to do it. So the sets that I chose for this one, they all kind of have that. I went with Summer Moments because, you know, summer's all kinds of stuff. And as we do the retreat, there's going to be 2 different kinds of cards. In the summer, sometimes we're in a big hurry. We just got back from vacation. We got kids' ball games. We've got a lot going on. So you need some quick cards. But then sometimes, you know, it's the summer and you're spending the weekend at the lake and it's raining, or you just had some extra vacation days and you've taken the day off and you got up early or stayed up late and you want to create. So we'll be doing 2 different kinds of cards, some that are super quick and easy, and then the other ones that have a little bit more of a technique to them. So I went the same with the stamp sets then. They kind of vary through things that we do over the summer. So the first one's What's Cooking. You can see this tutorial on my channel, and it kind of will give you an idea of that set. Then this one is called After the Storm. So it's perfect summer set for those of us that live here in the Midwest. Because there'll be some storms, but this also features one of the techniques that we'll be doing, and it is called, well, I don't know what it's called. I've been calling it pearlescent ink transfer, because that's what we're going to do. And then the diorama dies will be kind of mixed and matched. They don't go with anything, so you're not getting the cat. And we're not doing cat cards, but these dies here kind of lift it up and give some layering, and we'll mix those with the sets. And then the set that I'm using today, it has some of that linen transfer on it, but it's the Turtle Friends. And it's a fun little bundle. It's a punch. So you get the stamp set and then the punch. Some super cute words, tiny baby turtles, the big turtle, it's time to celebrate, just some really fun stuff. I like that happy belated birthday, sorry I was slow. So we're going to do this card, and you can see just how adorable it is. So hopefully this is big enough. Now, looking at my paper selection, I've done it twice, and I'll show you why I did it twice, because I made the card once and it wasn't finished, and then I swapped colors. So I'll show you the other color. So first you want to stamp your little turtle. There's plenty of room for you. So we have our turtle. I'm just doing it in memento. And then I'm going to do a little turtle hat because he's going to a birthday party. And you want to make here, I'm going to do it up here. It pops this little circle out if you want to do dots or eyeballs or whatever. I don't want it to pop into my hat. So we've got those. Let's go ahead and do the inside of the card and all the stuff at the same time. We'll do all the stamping. So I've just got some basic white cardstock. You want to fold it in half. And one of my free gifts with purchase this month is a bone folder. So if you don't have one, everybody needs one. Everybody, actually, if you're like me, you need 3 or 4 because they get left laying around. But with a qualifying purchase, you get a free bone folder. And if it's a little bit higher, then you get the hole drilled in it with the charm. So those details are on my website. So here's our card base. And then there's this tiny baby little turtle. And she didn't really go on the outside of my card, but she was too cute to leave off. So she's going to go here on the inside. She's just a happy turtle. So we got those. And then I just have a strip. It's about 1 inch by 5.5. So it'll go the length of our card. And for this one, I have pulled out 2 of the sentiments so I can mix them together. But when you're going to do this and you're using a small piece of paper, start with your bottom one. over here, and then you can base your top one on where that got placed. So this says you are totally loved. Like I said, there's some good puns. And then I'm just going to do the happy birthday. And this happy birthday is a great font. So you'll be using it a lot even when you don't use the turtles, because you can pull it out and mix it and match it with other stamp sets that you have. So there's all the black stamping that we need. Now I went with Fresh Freesia as my other color. Originally I went with magenta. So I'll show you that when we're done. I just liked the way the freesia looked better at the end. So he's got his little shell markings. So stamp those. Super easy. And then not to be outdone, our little guy on the inside also has some shell markings. And they're super simple because the stamps are clear. So you just line them up. Even with my head not over the top, I can hit those. Sometimes it's a bit of a challenge, so you don't see the top of my head instead of what I'm stamping. So then here's a tip for you. It comes with a punch, but anytime you're gonna spend time coloring, I highly recommend that you punch or die cut first. Because that way, if something goes awry and your stuff doesn't punch perfectly or cut out perfectly, you're okay, because you didn't waste all your time coloring. So for this, I have Granny Apple Green, light and dark, and then the Fresh Freesia, light and dark. So let's start with our Granny Apple Green. I'm going to take my brush tip first. You're going to get a real quick blends tutorial. So one, you want to have scrap paper underneath you. So this first time through, I am just going to fill this all in. So his body's Granny Apple Green. And this is the light, just to give us a basic color, because he's not giant. So if you put too much color down, we want him to be bright and cheerful, but if you put too much, it's going to run outside the lines, and we don't want that to happen. So I've got this little base coat of this. Let me grab our little baby girl from the inside. So just lay down that quick base coat. And you can see it doesn't go to the edge. Now this time I'm going to take my dark Granny Apple Green and I'm going to use the bullet tip. And again, I'm not going to go right up to the edge, but I'm just going to add a little squish of that. And then this is where your blending comes in. I haven't blended anything for a little bit on my videos because the stamps I've been choosing haven't needed them. So now I'm just going to kind of swirl this around. And if you swirl, then it makes that line go away. See, there's no longer that line because it blended them. And again, this is the light one again, and I'm not going all the way up to the edge. I will at the very end if it hasn't bled to the edge, but I want to let the ink have some room to move. So if you find that you color with alcohol markers and they're always bleeding outside the lines, you're getting too close to the edge, because you can put a lot of ink down and I can color it dark. I just need to make sure it has room to run. So right here, get a little bit more. See, now you can pull it to the edge. And that last little bit there, it doesn't make it run. I'm going to take the dark again. Just have one more little stripe, but not as big as the other ones were. And this just gives a little bit more definition. And then we'll just make these disappear. And again, I'm trying to keep this on the inside so it bleeds to the outside. If you go right to the outside, then it's going to bleed right to over the top of your ink. Isn't she sweet? And then I guess I'll do this one over here. I'm not going to spend time blending her. Is this light or dark? This is light. But even if you just have one blend, but now they sell them in combos. It used to be you could buy one. You can get depths of color with just one color, because you just go back and keep layering the color over the top. Now I'm going to take the dark Freesia and the bullet tip. There's not any blending on this. I'm just going to color in her little toenails. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my brush tip of my light Freesia and just kind of wisp over the top. And I'm going to go right over the top of that stamping. But because it's the same color of ink, it gives a fun little shell pattern. So there's the inside. And then let's do the same with this. I don't want it to be dark, so the faster you swipe on ink, the less time it has, obviously, for the ink to soak into the paper. Just switch that. There we go. Is she not the sweetest little thing? And here's the one I did in the magenta. So just as pretty. I just liked this one on my overall card better than her. Oh, I didn't color the hat. All that time stamping the hat and talking about the hat, and then I didn't color it. So for it, I just went dark and light with the freesia. And obviously you need your bullet tip because this is tiny. And then here we'll do light. And if this one bleeds a little bit, that's okay because there's no punch for this. So you gotta use your scissors. I'm gonna cut this out and then we'll come back and finish off this card. Okay, so that's cut out. Now really the star of this show is this new folder. And I meant to look up to see what it was called, but I'll put it down in the descriptions. It's maybe called Dotted Flowers or something. So as you can see, it's one giant die. And it pokes wonderful holes into your design, but it doesn't poke anything out. So it's not gonna make any kind of a mess. And then if you're still watching this in June, I'm gonna use the Love Always foil. This foil is fabulous. It comes in 3 shades in the package. If you're a part of my VIP video club, then you saw a really fun video done as your VIP video for June. So right now, this is still available. It goes away at the end of June because it's part of the January to June mini catalog, but it's half price. So you can stock up on the fabulousness that is this for half price. So there's a little bargain for you. So it's super easy to use and it's a must have because the things you'll be able to do with it in the future, you'll just find yourself reaching for it over and over. So I've paired it here with this turtle die, which is kind of cartoony, but obviously the flowers can be for anything. So all you do, lay your paper down. You don't want it to go speed bump, so we don't want it to go straight through. So kind of just catty corner that, and then we'll just plunk that over the top. Could not be any easier. And then just roll this through. There shouldn't be any kerplunking because you didn't go speed bump. You don't want that straight edge to hit because especially on this one, you'd have 2 giant straight edges hitting. I didn't stand up. I should have stood up. My chair isn't the best position for doing this. But then look, this is just, here's the grand reveal. How much fun is that? And of course it's highlighted because it's on the foil, which is why you must get the foil while it's on clearance, right? So super pretty, but it'll work on any of our foils. I'm really eager to try it with the shimmer vellum. If you saw this tutorial, I know it's gonna be super pretty, this die in that shimmer vellum. So now let's just stick this together. So I'm gonna stick it mostly together with some glue dots. I mean, not glue dots, but dimensionals. So we're gonna put this here and you can start from the bottom up. I'm not gonna put the whole card together with it, but the turtle. So put this on here. Again, fabulous or what? Must have. Write it down now. You can go down underneath the video, or if you're in my email, go to the website link and it'll have the number and the name since I don't remember it. So I'm gonna stick this on here. And remember I said it was cut 5.5, so it goes straight across. I didn't want to cover up very much of this, so that's why I did a super little, just as much room as I needed to get that on there, and then a little extra because I was doing it on camera. So now I need to put her hat on her, but I want her to be raised up off of here. So I'm going to use 2 different sizes of dimensionals. First, I'm going to put the 2 here. You could use small ones on this one too if that's what you have. It just is a little faster to use the big ones. So stick her on and then take the tiny little baby dimensional, and it just fits on the hat portion right there. Come on, pick it up. And then it's just kind of faux on her head because it's the same height, the dimensionals. So then you didn't have to do anything to stick that on there. And then I have a couple of different embellishments because I was torn, and then I'm like, it's a turtle party card. We can have 2 different embellishments. So first I'm gonna use the loose flowers. They're back in stock. They were out for a minute. And they have the fresh freesia. So just lay this on the back of here. You can also use a glue dot, but if you have a snail or a seal, just lay it here. And then when you pick it up, you can see it grabs that adhesive. It goes just perfect on the top of her hat. And then these are also back in stock, and these are in color jewels to add just a little bit more sparkle to the card. So I am going to use the freesia color. So I'm going to get a big one for right here, and then the 2 smaller ones. Just to add a little bit of party bling. There we go. Is she not adorable? And remember, when you open it up, you have the little baby turtle. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Probably so when I do my Instagram fast forwarded video, I don't have mess on my table. So here's this. Now you can see this pink I thought was just a little much. It's okay. I just liked it a little bit more subtle turtle as opposed to the bright one. But pretty much every time you do this card, she's going to turn out the same. And every single time, she's going to make you smile. So between the turtle stamps and the happiness, and then this fabulous foil that's on clearance with that great new die, it's just a happy card, is it not? So I look forward to seeing you in my online retreat. The registration details are up. It's a couple more weeks left open unless it fills before, because there's only so many packets that I and my husband are able to physically complete in an amount of time. So once we get to that number, I will close registration if it hasn't made it to the registration date. Everybody have a great day, and I'll catch you back here later. Bye.